morning, and this is the midweek edition of TVC Breakfast. It's good to have you join us. Thanks a lot for joining us on another ride this morning. I am Kemi Fola Adeyemo with Olamide Adeyemi.
Good morning, Kemi.
Olamide Lapo.
It's good to be here once again. I'm loving your red.
Oh, thank you. And so am I.
Oh, really?
Is it royal purple now?
I mean, I'm looking up to you. I have to match you.
Oh, goodness. Thanks a lot. It's good to see you.
Good to see you again. Too.
Right. We begin the show this morning with a directive from the President, Bola Tinubu, to the Federal Road Safety Corps for them to ramp up highway monitoring and reduce road accidents nationwide. Now, this was after a devastating auto crash claimed the lives of 40 members of the Tijaniya movement in Nigeria. The victims were traveling to a Maulid Nabi celebration in Saminaka, Kaduna State, when their bus collided with a truck at Lere Town in Kaduna on Sunday. On Tuesday, President Tinubu extended his condolences to the families of the deceased and the injured, as well as the governments of Kaduna and Plateau states. He also prayed for the repose of the souls of the departed. Well, this tragic incident sparks concern about road safety in Nigeria, and President Tinubu's directive aims to prevent such accidents in the future. Lamide, we've been having like an almost daily occurrence of ghastly crashes. As of this, only days earlier, we also had a case like that in the north, and of course on the regular expressways, it's always familiar. One just has to brace oneself, so to speak, to see gory scenes of accidents, and we don't know how far this directive by the president will go. Like we have been saying, I think both of us were
had this conversation
on this set. Yes, and we're talking about how FRSC can beef up its campaign, how people can also do the needful. Of course, this is a regular campaign, this Ember Month campaign, to ensure safer expressways, safer travels for everyone. We're really looking forward to a celebration, during the forthcoming Yuletide, and we hope that accidents of this nature will be minimized, to the least.
And this conversation we had that was last week, where we were talking about the FRSC telling travelers to avoid night travels. And so this is coming at a great time, but it's also quite unfortunate that lives have been lost after we're getting this order by the president. Recently the FRSC, in a move to address some of these issues, also launched a mobile app to help either the rider or the driver identify some of the traffic and hotspot areas on the highways. It's not just one person's work. It is an interagency collaborative efforts that will actually ensure the success of this, and will also help to identify and also reduce the potential risk that we drivers and also riders may experience on the highways at this time. And so when we're talking about a multifaceted approach in doing this, it also involves the use of monitoring traffic, especially on the highways. Recall that our last conversation was also on focusing on having the FRSC monitor traffic beyond in-state road, beyond state roads within the states. And so beyond just having these monitoring mechanisms, we also must ensure compliance. We also must ensure, continuous awareness mechanisms to ensure that, traffic regulations are being abided by. And it's not just the role of the FRSC, but, also, the military that we see at the entrance of the border of each state at that time.
And in any case, it's not just the expressways, the interstate expressways that we have, here of accidents of this nature. Even within, even intrastate movements, Lagos State, the commercial nerve capital, the commercial nerve center of the country, has also had its own share of, this kind of losses, and many times they are avoidable. What's caused this particular, accident? It was a collision with a truck. What was the state of the truck? Was it a night travel? Not much information, has been given in this particular case. But when you look at the accident in context, basic rules such as, checking your vehicle before you embark on that trip, brake failure, perhaps, maybe the headlight was spoiled or damaged at the time. So many of these basic things, if we can just imbibe this within and outside our movements in the city, in and out of the city, perhaps, crashes like this, we won't get to hear of them so often. So we just hope that not just FRSC, but all the, agencies that have to do with, traffic, control, management, and, if regulations is also the problem, if that's the problem too, we also want to see more and more of this, these officials doing their job and not just after what they will get at the end of it. People who want to even evade these officials or give them money so that they look the other way. Perhaps I think it's a call to action for everyone, not just officials or government, but even we as a people. Of course, we also extend our condolences to the lives, to the families of those who lost their lives, and pray for quick recovery for those injured. Also in the news at this time, 5 suspected gun runners operating in Plateau State have been arrested by troops of Operation Safe Haven in an intelligence-driven operation carried out in the state capital, and several arms as well as ammunition were recovered during the operation, which lasted from midnight on Monday this week to the early hours of Tuesday. Senior reporter Funom Joshua has more.
These are the latest suspected gun runners believed to have been perpetrating this illegal business here in Jos, the Plateau State capital. They were arrested by the efforts of troops of Operation Safe Haven here in Jos, the Plateau State capital. In pursuance of one of its core mandates, which is mopping up illegal arms and ammunition in the joint areas of operations, troops of Operation Safe Haven have taken into custody 5 notorious gun runners with recovered arms and ammunition. Items recovered include 2 AK-47 rifles, 1 Fabric National automatic rifle, 14 AK-47 magazines, 1 Fabric National magazine, 5,316 rounds of 7.62 mm special, 98 rounds of 7.62 mm NATO, 42 rounds of 9 mm.
In an operation that lasted from midnight of 16 September 2024 to the early hours of 17 September 2024, Operation Safe Haven Delta Force and Sector 1 troops raided the hideout of a gun runner identified as Mohammed Sani at Naraguta mining area in Bayamani, along Bauchi Road in Jos North local government area of Plateau State. During the operation, troops arrested the suspected gun runner and 4 others, as well as recovered weapons and ammunition of different calibers.
The suspects are undergoing interrogation, which experts say will aid the arrest of other members of the syndicate, as well as decimate the gun-running supply chain. Funom Joshua, TVC News, Jos.
And still on the floods in Maiduguri, the Borno State government has commenced sharing of food and cash palliatives to the victims who are returning back to their homes as water recedes in the areas. Governor Babagana Zulum says the support was needed as most of the victims lost their means of livelihood. Senior reporter Jesse Tafida has more.
It's now a week since waters from Alo Dam damaged over 50% of Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. More than 1 million people have been affected and thousands of homes have been submerged. Now that waters are receding, victims are having more access to their homes. but government is not letting them go empty-handed. Food and cash is being given to each household as they go back.
The basic need for now is food items. Non and non-food items. In fact, the food first, then some few things, especially sanitary pad and some few things for women and some clothing, maybe thereafter. But for now, the most immediate need, their immediate need is food. That's why government is putting more efforts in seeing that everybody have access to food first before any other thing, food and water. It entails our collective support for the government to relieve the sufferings of these people. Despite the fact that the flood is not within my constituency, but we have to collectively come and support the government and then help in whatever means we can be able to do.
Each household registered at the camp willing to go back will be supported, while government will continue to provide food to those in camps. It also promised to provide more support to those who are going back as time goes on. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.
Now the reports now. Nigeria's First Lady Bola Ahmed Tinubu has inaugurated the Young Farmers Club of Nigeria. The induction and launch of the club, which is a collaboration between the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security as well as the Renewed Hope Initiative, intends to catch the youth early so as to inculcate in them the love of agriculture. She noted that with the club spread across various schools in Nigeria, it will create an understanding that farming isn't just an occupation but a way of life. And in his remarks, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, said the initiative will enhance the interest of the young in agriculture as a career. Wife of the Kwara State Governor, Dr. Olufolake Abdul Razak, received samples of the items on behalf of other wives of state governors, as the club is to be replicated in various states.
The aim of the Young Farmers Club Nigeria is to catch them young by making farming more appealing to our pupils and students. We are not just teaching them how to farm, we are also nurturing a generation that will transform our agricultural landscape, imbibe modern farming techniques, and ensure that Nigeria remains self-sufficient in food production.
Very few young people are interested in agriculture as a course and future career. It is therefore imperative that we should come up with initiatives such as this to encourage our teeming youth to embrace agriculture as a profession early in their life, therefore catching them young.
We'll take a breather now.